Hey everyone, Evo here again. Today, we're going to go over some more advanced tips and tricks for using my Lorcana mods on Tabletop Simulator. So, you're importing a deck, but would like a custom image for your card back. If you're not creating one yourself, let's begin by finding a suitable image. We can do this by going to our web browser, and we'll just search for Disney card sleeves. Go to Images. This one will work for our needs. We'll go ahead and right click, save this, and we'll put this at a location we can easily find. Call it Beauty and the Beast Sleeves, and save. Now let's go back to Tabletop. Now for other players to be able to see this image, we need to upload it to our Steam cloud. We can do that by clicking on Modding, Cloud Manager, and we'll click this Upload Local File button. We'll find the sleeve we want to use and select Open. And if you want to give this a name, you can. We'll click Upload, and that'll take just a moment. Now we can click on this to get a link to this image. We'll go back to our deck importer. We can paste our link there. And we can paste our deck code or select one of these starter decks, it doesn't matter. And now our cards have this new custom card back. We can do the exact same process for uploading a custom playmat. We're not going to go through and find an image, but just something to note. Make sure that we resize the image. This can be done in something as simple as Paint. We'll open up one of our playmat images here. Let's do the Rapunzel challenge. Resize pixels. And we want to make sure that we set the horizontal to 1728 and vertical by 1008. Press OK to set it. Make sure you save this image. And when we go back to Tabletop, we can go back to our modding, Cloud Manager. We can upload the image just as before. And once it's uploaded, click on it to copy the link. You can scroll all the way down in this playmat menu and just paste the image link here. If you're ever wanting to record content, there's a couple settings we can do to make the viewing experience a little better. First and foremost, let's go to Menu, Configuration, Interface, and we can hide this top menu, we can hide the Tools menu. We can also hide chat or player names if you'd like. Click Apply. Now the viewers will have a little better viewing experience. They won't see these toolbars and whatnot. You can always reopen the menu by pressing Escape and going back to Configuration. Also within Tabletop, you can save camera positions and easily jump between them. So for instance, if we want to view where we're zoomed in on our playmat a little more, we can zoom in, maybe tilt the camera a bit, and we'll press Control and then a number key. We'll press Control 1 to save camera 1. Let's sit over at teal. We'll do the same thing here. And we'll set this as Control 2. So now anytime we want to jump to those cameras, we can simply hold Shift and press one of those number keys. So Shift 1 will zoom in on our side, Shift 2 will zoom in on the opponent's side. And we can always press spacebar to go back to our default view. Additionally, we can change how fast that camera spins and loads to those saved positions. To do that, you go to Menu, Configuration, open up Miscellaneous Settings. We'll scroll down a little bit. And there's an option, Camera Load Spin Rate. You can either move this back and forth to set the value, or just right click it and type in whatever value you would like. This is probably too fast, but we'll see what it looks like here in a moment. We'll do Shift 2. See, now we're zooming in really quickly. We can always lower that back down. We'll set this back to about 200. and you can set that to whatever you would desire. Do note that these saved camera positions are only for the host at the table. If you save the mod and you reload the mod, it will keep those saved camera positions as well, but other players will never have access to them. There are a few other advanced scripting options available on most of my mods as well. To see some of those, let's go to Options, Game Keys. This mod has one for Ink Top of Deck. You can bind this to any key you would like, and it's an easy shortcut instead of having to click the button here. Additionally, some of the more complex card actions have been automated. Let's move over to the teal seat, and we'll load in some of those cards now. Now, more cards will be added to this list. This is what is currently scripted. If we right-click one of these cards, you'll see a new option titled Automate Action. If we click that, it will automatically do that effect. So for instance, we'll give the opponent one lore, and if we right-click Automate for a Taffeta, they will lose a lore, and you'll also see that printed out in the chat. We can do the same for Mickey here to ink the top of our deck if we had any cards there. A very useful one is this Diablo. It will reveal the opponent's hand to us, and then if we want to disable that, we can click Automate again, and it will toggle that ability off. Additionally, some cards that have quest effects have also been automated. So for instance, say we have some Exerted Lore, and we quest with Mufasa, it will automatically ready our ink. Now, let's hop over to our 4-player table. We'll load in the Lorcana TCG scripted 4-player table. Now here, I'd like to show a feature. We'll go to Options, Game Keys, and we'll see a couple of new options, such as Reset Camera and Top-Down Camera. In this 4-player environment, the camera likes to act a little funky, but we can use these new automated actions to move our camera around. So for me, I have Reset Camera to Mouse 3, which resets to our view wherever we are sitting. And Mouse 4 is a top-down camera that shows all the players' playmats, and you can easily see lore totals here. This will work no matter where you're sitting at. Also unique to the 4-player table is the ability to play in teams. This can be useful for playing the unofficial two-headed Hydra format. You can easily enable teams by clicking on the player's name on the top right, selecting Change Team. If any players have the same team selected here, they will be able to see each other's hands and hidden zones. I will script in more support for team formats in the future. Now, there's one more feature I'd like to show off today. Let's go back to the 1v1 table. Set it white, and we're going to load in some cards. We'll do the same for teal. Now, this feature I'd like to show off is the spectator mode. We can enable this by typing !spec. You'll see some new boxes appear on the screen. On the left side, we have the info box for the white player, and on the right, we have the same for the teal player. Now, the spectator feature is useful for streaming games, or if you have a shoutcaster at your table, or even a table judge. The player and spectator mode can use these boxes to adjust your tournament record. You can left click to increase or right click to decrease. You can track the current match wins and losses. And then additionally, each of these boxes here automatically updates according to the game state. For instance, let's set it black for a second. If we set lore totals, you will see those adjust automatically for the player at that location. Additionally, this box here for the show discard pile can be clicked, and it will send a list only to us that will display the contents of that player's discard pile. If we'd like to view a player's hand, we can do so by clicking their name here. It currently says empty since there's no actual player sitting there. But if we click in here or on this box here, it will set us to a team that will match what that player is sitting at, which will allow us to view all of their hidden zones, including their hand. This can be useful if we'd like to zoom in on a card or highlight a card in a certain player's hand without tipping off the players, as players cannot see the gray player's cursor. And if we'd like to change teams, we can simply click on the other team side here. Additionally, these boxes can be moved around. You can just click and drag. And we can minimize them by using the minus buttons or the plus buttons to show them again. We can disable the spectator feature by typing !spec. And again, we can re-enable it with that same command at any point. And lastly, some of the scripting keys will behave a little differently when we're in spectator mode. We can press numpad 1 to go to the white player's playmat, or numpad 2 will take us to the teal player's playmat. And that covers everything for today. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. Until next time, thanks for watching.